What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be kind of like a presentation. Like, I've had a few of these type of videos before, but it's going to be the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. Right? I got the vest on today. Who am I feeling like, y'all? Who am I feeling like today? I don't got my regular attire on. I got the vest on. I was feeling a little presidential today, so that's why I put the vest on. But we're going to be talking about the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. Right? Some money's going into your savings, some money's going into your wants, some money's going into your needs. Before we dive into it, go follow and subscribe to the YouTube. Go follow us on IG, right? So the 50-30-20 budgeting rule explained perfectly. Not perfectly, but explained to the best of my abilities. So what is the 50-30-20 rule? The 50-30-20 rule splits your after-tax income into three separate categories. So 50 is your needs, 30 is your wants, 20% is your savings and your investings. 50% goes towards your needs. These are your essentials that you need to survive, right? 30% goes to your wants. Your 30% goes towards just those wants. These are things you enjoy, but technically could live without. So you don't necessarily need these things, but these are things that people like me and you, we want, right? You want to buy those shoes, you want to buy those pants, or you want to buy this Amazon package. You want to buy whatever it is that you desire or you want to buy. This is where the 30% goes. And then 20% is into your savings and investing, right? This is a category that helps you build your financial future. So if you're thinking about wealth building, if you're thinking about buying stocks, if you're thinking about investing into your Roth IRA, if you're thinking about just investing in general, this is where this 20% goes. So the first one, let's use the income example of $3,000 first. So the first 50% actually covers your needs. These are non-negotiable expenses, things you must pay to function in everyday life. So when we thinking about your actual needs, your needs these are necessities. You're talking about rent, groceries, you're talking about transportation, your insurance, utilities. These are all part of your needs. So if you make $3,000 a month, after taxes, about $1,500 of that should be going towards these expenses. We're using the example of $3,000 as just an example, but just to factor in, almost half or more than half of your money that you make on a month-to-month basis is usually going towards your actual needs. So one mistake many people make is turning wants into needs. A luxury apartment, expensive cars, or constant food delivery services can quickly destroy your budget. So if you're not budgeting the correct way, this $1,500 could ultimately turn into $2,000. It could turn into $2,500. And in this person's case, if they're using $3,000 as their overall money that they have, you're gonna pretty much set yourself back because you're gonna have more expenses per month than you're actually bringing in income. So just think about that when you're budgeting and you're calculating and you're budgeting your actual needs and wants and your 20% of investing and saving. You have to factor how much money is actually being spent on your expenses per month. The 30% is your wants. So your next 30% goes towards your wants. This is the fun category. Things like eating out, entertainment, subscriptions, shopping, vacations, hobbies, all fit into this category. So I put the 30% as wants, which would be $900 out of this whole $3,000 that we have. I put these things on here just to put it because I was creating the video, but for a finance person like me, I don't want you having subscriptions. I don't want you having too much stuff that you're buying where you're shopping, or I don't want you having too much vacations, right? Why are you having a vacation when you haven't obtained your financial goals yet? Like if you're someone who has not hit your financial goals yet and you can envision yourself becoming a millionaire or a multimillionaire by investing, by uh, just by consistently saving up your money and then investing into the market, then why are you going on vacations 2 to 3 times a year? That is more money you're putting into these experiences and these vacations rather than actually investing and trying to hit that goal. So yes, I'm not going to be someone who tells you not to go on vacation, not to do certain things, but you also have to have a sort of balance, right? Majority of the time, people have too much of vacations, too much of shopping, too much of subscriptions, too much of hobbies going around where they're not able to actually focus on the financial goals that they want or that they want to accomplish. Then you tell yourself you want these things. You tell yourself you want financial independence. You tell yourself you want financial freedom. But what ends up happening is you're allowing these vacations and your shopping sprees and these subscriptions to pretty much take over your whole budget for the month, your whole budget for the next 3, 4, 5 months. This is usually what happens. And this 900 ends up not being 900. And for a month, it ends up turning into 1,500. So if you actually ever factor in how much you're actually spending per month going out, eating, buying excessive stuff on Amazon, buying all these things on these different apps that you have, whether it's Shein, whether it's Temu, just think about and calculate everything you spend per month, and you'll see how much it comes up to, especially if you're a woman and you're watching this video, right? I know women like, you guys like shopping consistently, right, all the time, but they add up, everything adds up. So with the 3,000 monthly income, that would be around 900 for your wants, right? That's ideal for this person, let's say, who's making net income 3,000. A lot of people think budgeting means never enjoying life, but that's not actually true, right? The 50-30-20 rule is designed to help you spend reasonably without feeling restricted, right? I added this in there just to tell you, I'm not gonna be someone who tells you, okay, don't travel, don't do certain things, don't have experiences, but do it in moderation. Learn how to become someone who does things in moderation and who's okay with, okay, I can't travel for this year, okay, I'm gonna lock in. I'm not gonna travel. I'm gonna be consistent with my job. I'm gonna work, I'm gonna invest, I'm gonna save some money, right? I'm gonna set up my emergency savings fund, and I'm gonna have all these financial things going on so that I can create a system for myself, and so that you can, on a month-to-month basis, follow this 50-30-20 rule. And I'm pretty sure as time moves on, you're not gonna follow too much of this rule, because once you start actually investing, you're gonna see you need to actually take more of your money and invest. Your wants is actually gonna go down even more, because you're gonna realize, okay, I could actually take 900, this 900 that's technically for wants, I could take it and actually put it more into my investing. So that's gonna be something that clicks in your head once you actually start investing, right? And the last 20% is the savings and investing. So this is $600. The final 20% is the most important category long term. This money goes toward your future. That includes saving, investing, building an emergency savings fund, retirement accounts, or paying off debt aggressively. If you invest consistently over time, even small amounts can grow massively because of compound growth. This is the category that separates surviving financially from actually building wealth. So when I think about this $600 amount, right, just same way I told you, your wants are going to have to decrease. Your wants are going to have to, you're going to have to decrease your wants as time goes on. Because you're going to realize, okay, why am I just investing $600 and I have $900 I have in my wants category? I realistically need to actually be, for my wants, it has to be really around like 300, 400. If I'm being honest with you and transparent, what I would tell you to do, your wants should be around the 200 to 300 range for a month. Then your savings and investing should be increasing 900, 950, 1,000, right, as time goes on. So this $600 is where you're gonna have your emergency savings fund, or you're gonna be setting up your Roth IRA. You're gonna be investing into individual stocks. You're going to be going into these investing apps and creating a brokerage account, your own personal brokerage account, to actually start investing, right? Start investing into long-term ETFs that cover the broad market, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, QQQ, and SMH, the semiconductor ETF. You're going to start investing into these long-term assets that have a broad range of different stocks in them, right? So you get some level of diversification inside of your portfolio. And this $600 is also you're setting yourself up for retirement, and you're also able to pay off your debts with it. If you have student loan debts, if you have car loan debts, right? Car loan debts could also go to your necessities, right? Because you're paying out of that money, which is pretty much a bill, right? Well, whatever debts that you have, student loan debt, am I familiar with any other debts? Student loan debt is the main one, and your car auto loan debt, however much you have to pay on your car, right? That you ultimately put a down payment on, and now you're paying per month, right? Which I would strongly advise against. If you're in your early 20s, I would tell you just get a used car. So if you're watching this, you're in your early 20s, get a used car that allows you to actually just pay full in cash, right? 5, 6, 7,000, however much it is, rack up until you have that amount. Then you're able to actually just take that money, buy in cash, and then you don't have a monthly payment where you're paying $600, $700 in total with insurance, but now you could just be paying the insurance. So this $600 right here, which I told you should be increasing, right? It should be more than that. If anything, it should be more than that. Realistically, it should be more than that, right? But I just put 600 just to follow the plan, but it should really be around 800, 900, and then you're adding this into your emergency savings fund, you're adding this into your Roth IRA account, your individual retirement account, you're buying personal stocks that you understand and you know about, you're buying long-term ETFs, you're planning for your retirement, right? And you're paying off any debts that you might have as time goes on. So you have to be very mindful of this when it comes to your 50, 30, 20 plan. So you start simple and be consistent, right? Financial discipline pillars. You build discipline. 25% of it is building discipline. So having the ability to be disciplined in whatever it is that you're doing, investing consistently. Investing consistently. I want you guys to take a picture of this. Investing consistently is another 25% of it. Reducing your expenses, like I mentioned before. So not going out, not spending so much money eating out, trying to make more home cook meals. If you don't know how to cook, man, I'm so sorry. Go learn how to cook, right? Go learn how to cook. As a man, you got to be able to whip something up in the kitchen. Reduce your expenses and track your spending. Track your spending is one of the most important keys to actually building your financial wealth, because then you could read from month to month, from week to week, however much you're spending from the month of March to the month of April, from the month of April to the month of May, from the month of January to the month of May, how much you've actually spent, how much you've actually made, right? This is a way of actually keeping up with your finances and being able to track your spending, track how much is coming in. The 50-30-20 rule isn't about being perfect. It's about creating structure with your money. So once you understand where your income is going, you gain more control over your financial future. You start simple, you track your spending, you adjust your habits over time, and stay consistent. You stay consistent. That's the main thing. Stay consistent. Don't do it for 2 years. Don't do it for 3 years. Don't do it for a month. Don't do it for 2 months. You stay consistent day in, day out, weekly, monthly. Because building wealth usually isn't one giant decision. It's small financial decisions repeated consistently over time. You will be able to grow your finances. You will be able to grow your wealth by taking these steps. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to EA Wealth Team. So for more personal finance content and building wealth strategies and more videos like this, presentation style, subscribe down below. Keep up with us, right? Go follow us on the IG so you can keep up with our videos, and open your notifications on YouTube so you can see when we drop a video. Thank you for watching this. I hope it was helpful so you get a better understanding of the 50-30-20 rule, how your money should be allocated, and, you know, thank you. Thank you for watching.